Girl, I'm confused.
Yeah, me too.
Wait, let's chat. Hello, everybody. I'm Amna.
Hi. I'm Maria.
And this is our pilot episode for Let's Chat.
Woohoo! Let's chat, y'all.
Today, since it's our introductory episode, we're going to be telling you guys about our premise and then also having ChatGPT guide us through a fun episode.
Woohoo! Put your seatbelts on.
Well, fasten your seatbelts. It's gonna be a wild ride. So, take it away. Take it away, Maria.
So, basically, we were in orchestra together. We both, oh my god, I just had a dream about orchestra the other day. Okay, sorry. I just remembered it. Like, the violin. Okay, so we both played the violin.
Was I in the dream?
Sure.
I wasn't included in your... Okay.
So, we met in orchestra. We had mutual friends, and this was like my 9th grade, almost 10th grade, because she's older, guys. She's the older one. And we like kind of knew each other or whatever, but you know, we weren't really that close. And then fast forward to, I guess, Plano Senior, when I was in 11th.
Orchestra and Jasper together?
Yeah.
No, we were not. Wait, in Jasper we were in orchestra together? I thought Plano. Because
you were always class.
No, but you. Oh, yeah. Like, no, I know we were both always in orchestra, but were we ever in the same class? Because you were always in the better one. I was always in like the lowest orchestra.
Okay, no, not in the same class. I think no, we were never in the same class. But when we combined for concerts, we were in the same like seating place because I was only in like one above you, so I was still in the bottom two.
Oh yeah, we'd like in the same area. We were both second violin.
Yeah.
Right?
Shout out to all of our second violins out there.
Shout out to last chair, second to last chair. If you were the doctor, what was his name? No, I said doctor.
Doctor.
Our conductor, Miss be like, I put my strongest players in the back. And I was like, of course. I was like, he's trying to like Dangerous Minds this, where he's like, I believe in you. Doesn't matter that you don't practice. Wait, we have to not include his name because I want to like talk about the way he would do. For you guys' orchestra, did he ever do like an emotional chat right before like a competition where he'd be like, everybody left their violins. Nobody took them home to practice.
Yeah.
Every time he'd do such an emotional chat where he'd be like, I'm disappointed in you. And we'd all be like,
we're just in high school. We just want to have a good time, Mr.
I'd feel bad if we talked about anybody and they saw it, I'd be like, no, that wasn't about you.
No, but we loved him. He was so sweet.
I didn't love him. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
And then he would make us sing for him in his room.
He made us what for?
Sing. The midterm. Do you remember the midterms or whatever? Or like the final exam would always be like, you go into his office and you sing like the thing.
You sing it?
Yeah, you had to sing like, you don't remember? I'd always be like, I don't want to sing for this motherfucker. And then I'd like take off my clothes and then he'd be like, not good enough, go home. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't think I ever sang for him. Maybe he liked you.
No, it was our exam was like the fa, sol, la, ti, do or whatever, and you had to like sing it. And I remember because Bolivia was really good at it.
Oh yeah, Bolivia. That's another story.
Anyways, we met in orchestra.
Yeah. We met in orchestra. Music bonded us together.
Music has bonded us, and we have been friends for close to many years now.
Many, many years. There was one time where we were supposed to match.
Is this all just a confrontation? Because I have my own now. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So, yes, tell me about what happened.
Do you remember when you didn't show up matching with me?
I will literally need to like admit that my memory is like, you are gonna take it personal, but I literally don't even remember things ever. Like, my memory is so like day to day. There might be reasons for that, but I don't know.
Like what?
I'm unsure. Like, maybe I've hit my head one too many times. I don't know, but seriously, my memory's trash.
That's what you said back then. I forgot.
Okay, so I forgot.
It's okay. So we didn't match that day.
What were we supposed to do? Oh, wait, I hate myself. What were we supposed to... And, like, the thing is, if you asked me to match today, I would feel like it was a proposal, and I'd start crying, and I'd be so excited to match. Like, I was just a complacent, depressed child I couldn't give. I was emotionally unavailable. Can you forgive me for that? But no, but what were we supposed to wear?
I think it was just like, I think we had similar style shirts and similar colors, so I think it was that. Like, oh my God, let's like tomorrow or whatever day, let's wear the same shirt. And you're like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, hee hee hee. And then I showed up to school in my shirt and I was like, this is the day I'm getting to match with Amna. And I'm so excited because we've been getting closer as friends. And then I go to school and I see you and you have something else on.
No! Okay, you're making me feel really bad. That's actually really sad. Are you gonna cry? I'm gonna cry. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Yeah.
But after that, we were just like really stronger as friends because we worked through it and talked through it, and that's what you have to do to get closer to people.
Yeah.
And then we went to UTD together, and I feel like we got really close like the later half of UTD.
Yeah, we got closer like towards the end of college, and then honestly, like, I feel like the deepest / like closest parts of our friendships was like long distance vibe. Like, we carried a long distance friendship so well. Just like FaceTiming all the time when you were in Australia and stuff. But yeah, I feel like the beginning was just rocky, but like, as you know, I've always been like a more closed off person. So people have to fight through about 5 to 10 years of walls to really get to the depths of who I am. It really takes a lot. But that's why you're my closest friend and my best friend and my soul sister. Because you know me better than like anybody else.
My heart. Thank you. Same for you. You are my sister, my bestie for the restie.
Aww.
And I just love you.
I love you. Okay. Anyways, that's our introduction.
Yeah. And so now that you know a little bit about our friendship, we're going to ask ChatGPT like a little like friendship quiz about questions, and it'll put our true friendship knowledge to the test.
Should we be like...
We might also go...
Oh, wait, no, sorry. Continue.
And then we might also go down memory lane with some of the questions. Let's see. We don't know what ChatGPT is going to ask us.
Yeah, we're basically just going to allow ChatGPT to, like, you know, help us explore certain topics, and we'll just see where it takes us. I was gonna say we should ask it, like, give us 5 questions that could, like, destroy a friendship or something, like, crazy, super spicy, and see if our friendship is stronger than chat. Like, is that crazy? Or, like, 5, like, spicy... I mean, I really don't think... I have confidence that there's nothing that chat could say that would... where we would actually fight and, like, get off the phone call and be like, never speak to me again. There's, like, nothing that it could say. But I want to try. I want to be tested. Okay, I'm going to say...
Let's be tested.
Okay.
I agree. Because, like I said earlier, we... really do talk through like anything, even if we are both like unhappy at some point. So I think everything's been buried.
I agree. I'm scared. No, okay, what are 5 friendship questions that test the friendship to its depths? Make them spicy. Here are Ooh, this might just be fun. Here are 5 deep, thought-provoking friendship questions. Wait, I kind of want to be like, make it spicy, but I don't know. These might be good. Oh my god, wait, stop. This gives therapy. Hold on, I'm going to say make it spicy and fun. And then we can just look at all of them and decide which ones are fun enough.
Okay.
Oh, these are fun. Wait, let's do the fun ones first, and if we get through them really fast, we can do the deep ones and like end on a deep note.
Okay, love that.
Okay. So we have ChatGPT pulled up. We've asked it, what are 5 friendship questions that test the friendship to its depths? And then I said, make it spicy and fun. Question number 1, Maria. If I called you at 3 a.m. to hide or help me hide a body, what would be your first question? This is real too, because you know I would be calling you, and I'm like, you know. So, like, think about it seriously. Like, literally, I call you, and I'm like, I need you to fly to Texas, and I need you to help me. I fucked up, but also, like, just trust me. You would have done the same.
Of course. And you also know me, very curious gal. So I'd be like, what happened? Who is it? Like, why did they piss you off so much?
You'd
like,
know who it was.
Were you...
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You'd be like, finally snapped.
Okay, assuming I know who it is. I know who it is. I know what he did to you. I would then ask,
which was super subtle and like not something to kill someone over. Would you still help me hide the body? Would you be like, fair? No fair?
I mean, your feelings are so valid. Like, I understand you felt that way, and you had to do what's best for you at the end of the day. So I would say that, and then also like help you hide it. But then because I can't go to jail, I would like have to never show my face in the U.S. and like move to like an extra, what is it? Like a country that you can't
remote island or something.
Yeah, like somewhere where the U.S. can't extradite you. Like you're safe there.
But would you fly to Texas or like would you talk me through like, okay, like just put him in the tub for now, and like I'm flying over. This is just gonna get us in trouble. Okay, realistically, you know that I would never ever do that to somebody, so you would probably just be like, hee hee, girl, stop playing, go back to bed.
Like it was just a bad dream. It was just a night terror.
Yeah, it was just a night terror. But you would help me. And if you called me and told me, let's say you did that, I would be like, what are the laws in London? We're gonna get you through this. I would help you. Like,
oh, you wouldn't.
Oh,
you wouldn't
depending
fly,
on
like
the time.
I would
if it
fly
was,
to you.
Well, if it was the off season, I would fly to you. But if it was the summer, I'd be like, it's a little out of reach right now for me, and I'm just like saving up for other priorities. No, I would fly to you using a credit card. I would steal a credit card, fly to you, and then I would, I would help you like find a way to like frame someone else, or like, you know, like I would help you like find a smart way to like maybe like, you know, we would use ChatGPT to get us out of it.
Yes, this is just one big ad for ChatGPT.
Oh my god. Oh, this one's gonna be, I don't know. Okay, so that was that one. The next one is,
okay.
What's the juiciest secret you've kept from me, and why haven't you told me yet?
I don't know. It's actually not juicy, but it is kind of funny. And Danielle was like, "Are you ever gonna tell Amna?" And I was like, "No." But now that we're on here, it's not even that serious. So we had just gotten tuna, and we were all like chilling on the couch, and you smelled something. You're like, "What's that smell?" And you seemed really disgusted. So I was like, "Oh, it's tuna. Like, it's the new dog." But I really had farted.
Okay. I'm not surprised. That's it? I thought it was going to be juicy.
That's literally it. And I was just like, because you seem so like, that smells really gross. So I was like, she can't know it was me. Like, there's a new puppy in town. Like,
It's Tuna. Tuna's the fart. Dang. I wonder if I knew in the moment if I was like, sure. Sure, Jan. Okay,
Your
what's
turn.
the juiciest secret? I feel like I want so badly to keep a secret, but like the way that like any little thing happens in my life and I tell everyone I know immediately, like I just, like even if in my head I'm like, this stays between us, like I just tell you everything. So I really think there's no secrets that I could think of at all. I
Do
mean,
you guys
yours,
believe her?
yours was a fart. Okay. If you had to set me up on a blind date, who would you pick and what's the one thing you'd warn them about me?
Oh my goodness. So, if I had to set you up on a blind date, it would be with your favorite German person guy.
Oh.
I would literally like spam him and be like, look, I have the perfect girl for you. It's not me. Like, don't worry. Like, I'm not like psycho. And then I would pay him.
Pay him so much money to.
He's
He's in LA. He's actually lives in Los Angeles. He could fly out here for $70.
Yeah, I'd pay for his flight, and I would be like, look, it's gonna be fun. Like, if you pay for dinner because you're the man, but if you really don't have a good time, I'll cover dinner, blah, 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 whatever. And so I would set Kelvin, I would set you up.
Are we
with
calling him
Kelvin.
out?
Oh my goodness. I would set you up with K-Dog, and I would tell him that you are, if I wanted it to be successful, like I wanted you guys to have a really good time, I would tell him he needs to be very like particular about what he says because you're like judgy. Because you're a bit like judgy on if like you're judging to see if he is like the right guy for you. So I would tell him like you need to just like I'd coach him basically.
Watch your
so
mouth.
He'd be perfect. Watch your mouth. Don't talk about other women. Don't make bad jokes. Like, because she makes bad jokes, but she wants someone right now to like be a better man.
Than I. Okay. I feel called out. But no, that's real. Yeah, just, but seem genuine because if she can pick up on the fact that you're lying. Like, he said that he's a good guy, but I feel like I could tell it wasn't genuine. True. So that's your warning. Just watch your mouth.
That's so chill. Yeah, just like be careful. Like,
yeah, just watch your step.
Just don't speak.
Don't
Just smile.
expect trust. Expect to be completely attacked, unsolicited, and uncalled for. Just be ready to be attacked for your character when you haven't done anything wrong. Okay. Let's see. Who would I set you up with? I'm trying to think. I feel like the first person that popped in my head, obviously, if it's not Danielle, imagine I just set you up with your boyfriend. I'm like, Danielle's taking you on a date. No, okay. I don't know if you'd like this one, and I don't know if he's single, but I'd set you up with Zayn Malik because I feel like you're like a brown boy person and you love brown boys. I was gonna say G-Eazy at first because I feel like you wouldn't like fall in love with him, but I feel like you'd have so much fun. Oh, you wouldn't?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
like
I wouldn't fall in. Yeah.
Yeah, like you wouldn't fall in love with him, but if I was like, dude, I was at the club and I met G-Eazy and I was showing him pictures of us and he was like, oh my god, she's so cute, and I set you guys up on a date and he was like taking you to a nice travel date or something. Then you'd be like, oh, that's so fun. But obviously at the end of it, you'd be like, he's whatever. But like, you'd be posting on Instagram, you'd be so happy, and you'd be like, yeah, me and G-Eazy are tight. And I would warn him that, let me see, wait, it's like, who would you pick and what's the one thing you'd warn them about? What would I warn him about? Your farts.
I'm perfect.
No, I feel like sometimes She lies. No, I'm kidding. About farts. Yeah, honestly, I almost want to be like, I want to warn him that you're, like, super sweet and, like, don't be mean. Like, I'd warn him to just, like, do right by you. I'd be like, do right by her because she's a sweetie pie, and if you hurt her, I'm gonna have to hear about it for the next while.
Oh, that's so kind. You're an angel.
Aw, so are you. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, if you did set me up with Kelvin, I would literally do the same thing where I'd be like, it's like I'm like, oh my god, he's perfect, but then we'd go on a date, and I'd be like, I just don't know. My fear is stronger than my love sometimes. Okay. Now. What's something you think I would totally fail at and you'd let me try just to see what happens? That's good. Something you'd fail at, but you'd let me. The date with Kelvin.
Okay,
no, I'm kidding.
No, I need to think. I need to think. This is reminding me of our planking days.
Oh, like being a fitness influencer. But now I'm stronger. I can hold a plank.
No, I think you'd be a great fitness influencer, actually. What would you? I think you. Let me keep thinking. If you have an answer, you can go.
No, let me keep thinking too. That one's kind of tough.
Because I feel like we're both, like, pretty determined. Like, I feel like you would. I think it'd have to be something silly, maybe like axe throwing.
Something, but I think that if you, like, really wanted to do something, I would never think that you'd fail at it, if that makes sense. But, like, so there's nothing that, if it's something you just don't care that much at, then obviously I'd be like, you'd fail at it because you'd stop doing it because you don't care. But I can't think of anything where I'm like, she would really want to do that, but she's going to fail, but I'll let her do it anyway. Like, I've never thought that ever. That's not,
yeah. Same, because then we'd be bad friends.
Yeah, and it's just like, why would you fail at anything you put your mind to? You could do anything.
Yeah.
So that question actually is just, like, not real for us because we're master manifestors and we get everything that we want, so we're not worried about it.
Period.
Or maybe for both of us it's this podcast. No, I'm kidding. We're like, I don't know.
Imagine the comments.
Yeah. Everyone's like, I have one. I have one I could shoot at you. Okay. And the last one, if we had to rob a bank together, what role would I play in the heist, and would you snitch if we got caught? Oh my god, us robbing a bank together would be so good. And we would do it just, like, off charm. Like, we just go in there and be like, hey, can we just take a picture in the safe really quick? It's for a thing. And they'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be so smooth, actually. And we wouldn't get caught. And if we got caught, we would just charm the police.
We would get the bank teller guy, we would get him to do it for us. Like, we would never rob a bank ourselves, but we'd get the guy to rob a bank, and then, like, he would, like, find a way. We'd be like, if you do this for us, you get nothing.
You can have a seat at the table.
We'll give you 1%. We'll give you 0.01%. Okay. Should we do more friendship questions, or should we do, like, a randomized, like, fun randomized something?
What were the serious friendship questions?
Okay, we have 5 serious ones. The first one is, what's one thing about me that you think I don't fully see or fully understand about myself?
Oh, the same.
I know, no, really, they're all, like, kind of deep, and I'll read out the questions, and then we can decide if we want to do it or not. The second one is, if we were to drift apart, what would be the reason? What's the hardest truth you've ever wanted to tell me but didn't? He doesn't love you, move on. When was... I'm just thinking of the most recent funny thing. Okay, when was the last time I truly disappointed you, and how did you feel about it? If I changed drastically my beliefs, lifestyle, personality, would you still be my friend? Like, if I all of a sudden became, like, a massive commie and, like, an Aryan, like, like dyed my hair, changed my eye color blue, and was just like white supremacy, like, would you be my friend? So you don't love me for who I am, you just love me for my beliefs and my personality. But yeah, those are the questions.
Let's do some fun random ones. Those
Okay.
are serious.
Okay. Well, we have to think. We can't just ask it like, give us random questions. Should we do, let me see. Okay.
Should we do more friendship questions, like to go through like our memories or something, or like our favorite moments, or like?
So what? We're doing more friendship questions?
Yeah, like maybe more fun ones, like, or like more like what's your favorite memory, or like if you and your bestie could have them, like if you guys were a movie, what would the movie be about? You know, like fun, like fun.
Just can we? Fun is a really important word in our friendship. Actually, we had an era of our life where we had so many fights about whether or not we were having enough fun together. Do you remember that? That's so funny because it literally was like, yeah, we would go out together and then at the end of the night we'd debrief and we'd just be like, we'd like discuss it in a really weird way. We'd be like, was that fun enough? Like, are we having enough fun? They were calling about my rant. Stupid. Okay. Give us topics for friendship-based introduction. We did how we met. So do you think we're a good match or are we just chaos?
Sometimes the best matches are chaotic.
I actually don't think we're that chaotic though, because I feel like I don't like, or are we? We kind of are.
Thinking of Kinsey.
I just thought about that whole trip when you came to visit me and everything was just pure chaos and then you left and I was like, I feel like a tornado just like came through my life. But it was actually so beautiful. Like in the end, it was so fun and you helped me and I was having so much fun. I was having the time of my life. Yeah, there's some good ideas in here. Should we do that? Yeah, it says take a personality quiz or create scenarios to see how well you know each other. Should you take like a friendship quiz?
Let's take a friendship quiz, and I think if anything reminds us of something, we should tell the story.
Yeah. Should we tell the
like
Kenzie
we should tell the
story?
Kinsey.
The Kenzie story's so long. But yeah, we could tell the Kenzie story. So this is the best example of our pure chaos. Do you want to? You start it. You start it.
Long story short, I'm gonna like.
We kidnapped
the
a child. No, I'm kidding. We kidnapped a child and got arrested. No, this is a good story to tell because this is such a good story to tell. I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, this is actually crazy. I'm trying to think. Oh, okay. No, we should talk about this. I was thinking about this when I had like the random people reach out to me about the tarot readings and I was like, oh, these poor impressionable people, like I could say anything to them, they'd believe it, and it made me think of no offense, but I'm just like, when people are in a vulnerable state, not that I'm a good person, so like they can trust me, but when people are in a vulnerable state, like if you were a person that had like malicious intent and you can see clearly, oh, this person's really vulnerable right now, they don't know, they feel super lost, nobody cares about them, they feel whatever, I can take advantage of the situation. I've never in my life viewed life like that. I've never viewed people like that. But in that moment, I felt like I could tap into the why stuff like Kenzie happens, because I was like, oh my God, like, and how sick and twisted it is that it happened, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like it made me like fully realize the abuse of power and the abuse of like her vulnerability. It was crazy. So we should talk about the Kenzie story. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Now everyone's like, what's the fucking story?
It's pretty. Hey, you can't cuss. This is a professional establishment.
Oh, what's the freaking story?
What's
Everyone's
the
like wondering.
story? Yeah. So
I was visiting Texas, which is not where any of us live. It's just like at some point we were just there.
Stop. Oh, Beauty!
Oh, look at the doggo! Look at the doggos!
I feel
Oh my
like
gosh,
they
I
just
bet
like pooped next to the door and they're like, let's go check on her. Hi, Stinky. Okay, guys, we're in the middle of a really important meeting. Sammy's so cute.
The puppies.
Look at her. She's obsessed
Oh,
with her big
and they're
sister.
literally the same color and everything.
I know. They're just like soul sisters, literally. Where are you?
Like us.
Yeah, they're soul sisters just like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the Sammy. You were the Bambi. I'm just kidding.
So, I was taking a bus to visit Omna, and like, I don't know what happened, but I was talking to like the person working at the Greyhound, and she was like, oh yeah, like we had police here earlier, like there's like some runaways, blah blah blah, whatever. Oh my goodness, okay, that's crazy, but doesn't apply to me. Like, glad everything worked out. I'm gonna get on my bus and go visit my bestie. And I sat next to this young person, and we were assigned seats as well. So she sat next to me, and you know, it was like whatever, blah blah blah. Riding the bus, eventually she's like, oh, like, can I use your phone to text my like grandma, blah blah blah. Yeah, of course you can use my phone, because hers didn't have internet, so she was using my phone. And I was like hotspotting her as well. She's like, oh yeah, I'm meeting my grandma like in said location where I'm visiting Omna, but I just need to check in on her, make sure that like she's like everything's fine. I said, yeah, totally, whatever. In the meantime, she's like talking to me, showing me her family. Like, she's such a sweet girl, and she's like 12. I don't know, she's just young.
Can
like,
you describe
12.
her? Like, what was she wearing? What did she look like?
Yeah, so she was like in pigtails and had on pajamas that said, I don't remember, but what if
It
it's
was like something
happiness
really,
or
like hope or something super.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I wish. Joy, something.
Joy. I think it was joy.
Yeah, something
like
really
something
innocent.
that would like I'd be like, oh my gosh, I love those PJs. Like joy.
So cute and innocent.
So good. So the trip is like 4-ish hours. We're like 2-ish hours in, and she's just like, she's like, oh no, like my grandma, she's saying she's stuck in Austin, like because there was like some
shooting.
Like a robbery or shooting. Yeah, there's some shooting happening in Austin, so she's kind of stuck there. And I was like, oh goodness, like, oh, I hope she's okay. She's like, yeah, she's gonna have to get me like a hotel for the night because she's not here yet. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever, blah blah blah. And so we're driving, riding some more, whatever. She's really sweet. We're still talking. And then at some point she's like, oh no, like she's actually not even going to meet me like later because her flight's delayed from Austin to where we're headed. And I was like, oh gosh, like I'm so sorry. The flight's not happening, whatever. And we're getting closer.
Wait, very important note to this entire story is that Maria has just completed a master's in social work at this time. So Maria's whole life dedication is social work. So anytime that she sees injustices or anything that's community-based or anything, she is naturally very passionate and involved because that's like her life's purpose. Literally, is going to school for it. Her ultimate dream is to have like a community center. So she is the type of person that is very like community focused and just like very caring and loving and like just think social worker, like someone who wants to selflessly devote themselves to helping others. That's a good preface
Literally.
to this whole story. Yeah. So you're sitting next to this sweet girl on the bus, you're having a convo, and she's like in crisis mode, and Maria's supposed to ignore it. That's obviously not going to happen. She's like, I'm a light angel. I'm here to help you. I'm a light worker. Earth angel, come help.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
No,
see,
literally.
My bestie gets it. So with that in mind, I'm basically like, oh gosh, like, what's the hotel? She was like, oh, like, she's just sent me her details. I'm getting it now. So she had booked her hotel, and I was a bit like worried. I was like, oh my gosh, like, how are you gonna get to your hotel? She's like, I'm gonna Uber. We're basically getting really close to the end of the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, okay, I know my bestie drives. I also know that me and my bestie are kind of like opposites when it comes to others.
Empathy?
Other people.
No, don't say that. That makes me sound like mean. But yeah, in terms of like, no, it's not even, we're not opposites in terms of others. We're opposites in terms of like questioning situations. Like, I'm very skeptical and you're very like open. And I'm very like, wait, I don't know about this. That's the pure difference, is I'm very skeptical of everything and you're very open to everything. And we like balance each other out.
We balance each other out, except for in this story where I texted my bestie asking if we could give her a ride to her hotel, and by my shock, I said she's cool. Or you asked, is she cool?
I know. I was like, is she chill? She was like, hey, can we give this girl a ride? I was like, is she chill? And you were like, she's 12 or 16 or whatever age you said. What age? I think you said 16.
That's insane. She was not 16. Did I say 16?
I think that she had told you she was 16 and she was in high school, because remember she said she was like in high school and that's why like this and this and that. Like, she definitely, yeah.
Maybe 14.
14?
I feel like, yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember like what age you told me, but you said, I was like, is she chill? And you said some age and we both laughed about it. Like, whatever age she told you. But it was like,
I was like, yeah, she's just a little girl.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, fine. I'm going to feel like a terrible person if I don't give this rando a ride. Sure.
So I tell her, I'm like, you know, like, me and my bestie, she's coming to pick me up. Like, we can give you a ride to your hotel.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So Amna comes and picks us up.
And I'm like, what did you do?
We're just talking to Kinsey. She's still like, yeah, my grandmother, like, her flight, like, she can't get her flight here to where we're at, which is only like an hour or two away.
Yeah.
Neither of us thought about the fact that there's no flights, but that's another story.
Don't say neither of us thought, because I feel like I called out the situation like every step of the way. I was like, what? Did I? Okay, we can continue until we get to that point, but I literally like stated exactly what was happening and then we laughed and we drove away. I was like, I feel like, okay, but anyways, so we go to the location that her grandma wanted her to stay at, this young child.
A motel.
The creepiest motel. Like, it literally looked like there were zombies outside of it, like dragging along this super like remote part of the city that I stay at, and just so creepy, middle of the night, like dark outside, and we're pulling up and it's so shady and there's literal like creepy crawling people everywhere, older people, and we're pulling up and we're like, oh, okay, like this is where your grandma booked your room, like, you know, trying to stay detached from the situation and respect her path. And we take her to the little front office, and
that's not even inside, like it's outside because it's a motel.
I think it's like the window,
so
like you talk through a window or something. No, there was like a little area though, I thought.
Oh, a little area, but then also the window thing too.
Yeah, there was like a window thing, but I think a little space where she could get a little closet. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so she goes and we're like having her talk to them, just make sure her room's all set up. And meanwhile, we're in the car and I'm like, what is this? Like, who is this person? Like, what's going on? And we're looking at her in the car, and this poor girl that looks like a baby child in little PJs and pigtails holding, did she have a backpack or something? And we're like dropping her off at this creepy motel by herself. And we're like, I feel like at some point I was like, I'm pretty sure I stated like, I feel like this is definitely like, I feel like she ran away from home and like she doesn't know what's going on and like what, like this is a sketchy situation. But we were both just like, yeah, and we drove away and we were cackling the whole time because we were like, this is so obviously. But before we drove away, Maria, you gave her your phone number, your mom's phone number, like you gave her contacts and you were like, if you need anything, just like hit us up.
Yeah, but we were also like, we did our good deed for the day. Now we're gonna go
Yeah.
enjoy our time together because we're trying to like live our best life because we're in a long distance friendship. So we had to make the most of our time. So yeah, we drove away. We passed people who were on drugs. We passed people who looked a bit homeless as well. We were like, she'll be fine. She'll be all right.
No, we were definitely like, oh, I don't know what's going on, but like, what are we supposed to do? Like, I guess it's okay. Like, we just didn't know what to do, but we definitely felt like that was crazy. Like, that was crazy. And then we went home. We went back to my place and we were giggling and we were catching up and we were talking about boys and we were talking about fun things. And we were just having like the best time ever. And
We were
then,
having such a great time. And then I think I check my phone and I see that my mom messaged me and she was like, "Who is Kinsey Kozman? She says she knows you." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's been trying to reach me." I was like, "Mama, it's okay, don't worry, I got it." Like, she's been trying to reach me. Like, I don't think my phone was working because I have a British SIM card. So I was like, "Amna, we have to call her." It's what if something happens? So I think we
we
were
like
just
jumped to
texting her.
We either I thought maybe she had called you or like something happened or did I give her my number? I don't remember, but somehow we were like, "Oh my god, okay, yeah, that was yeah." And then we were like called her somehow, like we texted and called her. And I just remember literally picking up the phone and it was her like small little one. She was like, "I'm scared." Or like some right? Like she was like some sad pathetic thing and we were all like, "Okay, we're crazy for doing that. Like why did we leave her?"
She was like, "There's guys. There was a man who was trying to like. He saw me check in, and he was trying to tap on my window, and he's like, I don't know if he's gonna come back or not, but someone was knocking on my door."
And she
And we
said
were
they
like,
were like putting a thing. Remember, she was like they put something to like mark the door that she was staying at and stuff. And we like
"Yeah."
literally, and she was like, "I'm scared, but I'm at the front office with the front office lady," and she said like she's gonna help me, but she was like, "Can you guys pick me up?" And we were both like, "Yes, we're so sorry. We should have trusted our judgment. Like I can't believe." It was one of those things where in the moment we were like didn't know what to do, so we drove away, but in the back of my minds we were like that was obviously like not the right situation for that person to be in. But we didn't know if we were like ready to take on full responsibility of it. So yeah, she called and we were like, oh my god, we have to like go back." And I
But
was scared. Or what?
we we were nervous. We were like, "What if it's a trap?"
Yeah, like she's calling us
So
back to set up. See, again, that's like, I'm very skeptical. So I was like, imagine she's like meeting up with some random older person and he's like, "Oh, tell your friends to come back." And then he like tries to rob us or something. And I don't
yeah.
have, even though I live in Texas, I don't have a gun. I don't have anything. So we were like, I was like, "I want a weapon. We need a weapon." And
So
Maria
we
went
brought
into the kitchen.
the biggest like butcher's knife.
And we put it in our bag and we were like, "Let's go get this girl. Like, I can't believe we just left her. We're horrible people." And on the
So
drive, all I remember was us cackling because I was like, imagine like, or maybe this was the drive after we picked her up and she was in the car and I was like imagining us getting pulled over and having to explain why we have a random child that we don't know and a butcher's knife. Like it looked like we were gonna do something evil or wrong, but I was like, how do we, if we get pulled over and caught in this situation, how do we explain ourselves and like it's believable? We're psychotic. But yeah, we grabbed our butcher's knife, we put it in our bag, we ran to the car, we were like, "Let's go get our girl Kenzie."
yeah, so we're like, but we're getting her to do what? And I was like, "Can she?" And I was like, "She can't stay here.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
she can,
I'm sorry. I
she
can't
cannot
take in
stay
no
here."
strays. I'm not ready.
Like, we'll get her in a hotel room. I was like, "Okay, fine, let's do that. We'll get her a hotel room." So we go and pick her up, and she comes out in her little PJs still, like in her little pigtails, and both Amna and I are just like, "Oh my gosh, we're actually the worst because
I
why
can't
did
believe
we?"
we left a child in like the most dangerous motel ever and we just both were so like, "Let's go have a good time." Like, I'm done.
And so we're picking her up and she's telling us more stories. She was just like, "Yeah, like it's just really unsafe." She talked a bit more about like the guy marking marking her her room and all
It
this
was
stuff.
like
And we're just
heart drop or like stomach turning, literally. I was like, that's sick. And that's the thing, like this situation was lighthearted, but at the depths of it, it's so messed up.
so messed up.
It was lighthearted for us because we didn't know what was happening.
And so we're like, okay, what's your grandma saying? Because,
yeah, like where's
we were
your
also
grandma?
Like, we shouldn't be the ones like putting you in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Where are your parents? Where's your grandmother?
Who's not? Why are they not checking on you? If your grandma's supposed to pick you up, why are your mom and dad not like figuring out why you're staying or doing this or that? Like whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So we ended up. We're like, "What's your grandma's number?" She's like, "Here, it's here," but she's probably sleeping because it was. I think we picked her up at like 11.
Yeah, it was
like
late.
11 or midnight maybe. So it was pretty late. We were like, okay, we're gonna text her anyways. We tried calling her, no answer, texting her, no answer. And we were just like, okay, her grandma maybe is sleeping. Like, let's just put her in a hotel room. It's okay. So we put her in a hotel room across from where Amna lives. And we made sure that she was checked in. We walked her up to her room. Like, she had everything she needed. There was some like water and snacks up there. And
it was a nice, safe place. And we were like, we're just down the street. Like, we don't mind paying this little extra. We'll put you in a comfy place until your grandma's here and you're safe. Like, you don't need to be staying in that creepy spot. And honestly, in my head, I was like, maybe her family doesn't have money to send her. So, like, let's just do this. It's fine.
Yeah, so we did that. We told her, like, we'll check in with her in the morning. We'll check in with her grandma, like, et cetera, et cetera. She is like, okay, thank you guys so much. So basically, we go back to Omna's and then we go to bed. We're like, good for us. We helped her. We go to bed.
Yeah.
And then
we're tired. All our good deeds are draining our energy. We're ready to just get some Z's. We go to sleep.
So Amna wakes me up in the morning, and because I was ready to like, the night
I was about to use that
like,
butcher knife on you. I was like, Maria, we've got this situation.
We did talk about it at night. We were like, what happens in the morning? I was like, I don't know, like, I think we just like might have to like then involve police, blah, blah. I think we like barely mentioned it, but basically in the morning, Amna wakes me up and she's just like, Maria, Kenzie's calling. And I, like, my first words out of my mouth is, like,
call the police. Yeah, she was like, I'm done with this situation. Like, we don't know what's going on. Call the cops. And I think we were really annoyed because we were trying to reach her grandma also. And we were like, hey, like, we have your granddaughter. Like, if you send us $50, we'll give her back. I'm just kidding. No, but we were just...
the ransom fee? If you Venmo us for the cost of the hotel,
no,
which was like $100, by the way, guys.
No, I know,
like,
we each put in money and we put her in a nice little room. And I was like, this girl's gonna have the time for life, a hotel room to yourself when you're like 14, and snacks and a cozy thing and a shower. Like, I was like, this is time for life.
Yeah, but we were texting her at the same time. So
yeah, but it was just a frustrating situation because all the information was like not making sense. Like, we were like, what do you mean your grandma's stuck there? Nothing's happening there. Like, and nothing made sense, and it was just like, ugh. So I think that's why right when we woke up, you were just like, just call the cops. Like, this is not our problem.
We're done. And she gave us her like dad or mom's number, so we texted them, and they're like, hi, are you the sweet girls that were helping my daughter? And we were like, this is a child text.
Yeah, this is just like not the right, like, who are these people? Like, we weren't getting any, it was just so obvious at that point. We couldn't ignore the fact that we were just like, you are lying so much, and like, we don't know and we don't care. Like, to me at this point, I was like, I don't care if she's lying. I'm just like, can we just get this child in a safe space? So then I think we were like, I think she was kind of making it seem like she wanted to stay another night or something. We were just like, no.
That's what it was. She asked us.
For
I think she texted asking if we could put her in for another night. Yeah.
And I was like, no, we will not do that.
No, honey, you need to figure out what's happening on your own. And so
you're 14 now. No, I'm just kidding.
So we're texting her, but we're also on the phone with the police at the same time.
Wait,
so
sorry.
It's okay. We were calling the police, and I was trying to explain it to them, and I was like, look, I'm a social worker. I just got my social worker training. So, like, of course I helped a kid out. Of course we took her to a hotel. And then I was like, oh, we also put her in a hotel room, but, like, we're not the bad guys. Like,
we had to explain to the police what was going on, and I feel like they were like, what? Like what?
You
But
took
we
a
were like,
random girl to a hotel room.
we were like, no. Listen, we found her on the train, and she told us to drop her off. She told us she needed to ride to the motel room. We dropped her off, and then it just spiraled from there. Like, honestly, I think to us, we were like, oh my God, we don't want to get in trouble. But I know the police officers listening were just like, I didn't know mentally slow women like this existed in the world. They were just like, oh my God. And so then we like text her and kind of do a setup where we're like, hey, we're going to like come see you. And then obviously we brought the cops with us and we kind of set her up. Or we sent them up or something like that. And they were like, okay. And then they talked to her and...
So we went to meet her in the hotel room and the cops were already there.
Yeah.
So we were like listening to them a bit and they were like, okay, and where's your grandmother? And she's like, Oklahoma. And me and Alma are looking at each other.
Yeah, they questioned her in front of us and like nothing was lining up and we were just like, so what the heck? It was like literal betrayal in front of our face.
Literally. And then they were like, and what's your mom's or dad's number? And when she said it, we were looking at the number on your phone and I was like, that's not the number she gave us. And, and then I think the order's a bit fuzzy. I don't know if we talked to the cops and then talked to her, but we were like, oh, we just want to make sure Kenzie's okay. And they're like, that's the name she gave you.
Yeah. Like, they did all the interrogations and stuff, and then we're like, okay, I guess she's in good hands, but obviously we were still, like, attached to the stray that we found. And then it was like we found out the name, and everything she told us was a lie. They were like, she completely lied to you about everything. And then Maria was like, do you mind if we have a moment, like, alone to say goodbye? And we, like, asked the cops to leave so we could be like, well, goodbye, like, we hope you're okay, and da-da-da. I don't know if we, like, confronted her or we were just like, what the heck?
No, because that's the thing. I think we called her, they called us for, like, to just, like, close out the case, and they were like, that's not her real name. So I don't think they actually told us at that moment.
Told us at that time. Like, we just knew she lied about a few numbers and stuff. Yeah. So we said our goodbyes. And then
they're like, that's not her name. She's a runaway from Dallas. Her parents have been looking for her. She came down here to meet a man.
A random man off the internet.
A random man, pedophile online. Obviously, she didn't know, like, he was a pedo, but... Basically, yeah, she came down to meet him. He didn't show up that night, or like on time when she thought. So she must have called you guys or whatever. But basically, she's in transport.
Well, he wouldn't like
Dallas.
pay for the motel. He wouldn't like. Basically, it was like she met this random person. He convinced her to come down. She actually did it, and I think he was just like, or he just paid for that really cheap Oh my God! It makes my stomach turn thinking about it. It's actually, for us, it was, like, this lighthearted kind of situation because we were just like, oh, what's going on? And I think for us, like, we make everything funny. We have, like, a very dark sense of humor, and we both, like, laugh to cope in general. Like, that's how we are. So we were, like, laughing because we were uncomfortable, but, like, literally a random man off the internet put her in this dusty motel room, and, like, who knows what would have happened if she stuck around and waited for him to show up. Like, I'm so grateful she met you on the train. I'm so grateful you gave her your number because she was able to call us, and like even though we were like, oh wait, what do we do, this is silly, like at the end of the day we actually did, like, because of your actions, like we were able to save her from herself in that super dangerous situation. It was crazy.
We definitely saved her life, like 100%.
Oh my god, it could have been so bad. Terrifying. Yeah. But yeah, we said our goodbyes, and the cops were just watching us like, you guys are the stupidest people I've ever met in my life. Because they were like, we don't want her to, like, tricking you guys anymore. Like, don't pick up the phone if she texts you. Like, we don't, they were like, because we were so, like, we were like, is she okay? Like, Is she gonna get home? Like, and I think when we talked to her, we were just kind of like, you know why we had to do it? Like, we know you're lying. Like, we're just trying to keep you safe and whatever. And she was like, yeah, I get
Oh
it.
yeah.
Like, when we were talking to her in the
Yeah.
hotel room, and then we just left. And then when they called to tell us everything, we were just like, they were just kind of like, don't answer any calls. Like, we don't want her to like basically trick you guys anymore and like lie. And we're like, oh my god. The funny part is it could have also been a lure for like us for sex trafficking, and we both would have been like, what? Like, oh my god. It actually is such a dangerous, disgusting situation, but like again, we just make everything silly. But oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's the story. Oh, and she like charged my card. She ate something, and I was
At
like,
the
"Look,
hotel.
you taking
Liberties, lady. She's out here literally audacious, just in the hotel room, like ordering room service. She's like, on their coin, on Maria's coin.
But then we went to the hotel. We were leaving. I was like, "There's a breakfast. Let's get our money's worth." Like,
Didn't we get yogurt? I'm pretty sure we got yogurts from the hotel breakfast. We were like, that was actually a lot and like super draining. Let's eat some breakfast before we dip out of this Holiday Inn. And we grabbed some yogurts and a banana and stuff. And then we went back to my place
a day or two later, we adopted a dog.
Yeah, 2 days later we adopted a puppy and sent me into a full-on mental crisis.
But that's another story.
But that's the story of Kenzie Cosman. And the important moral of the story is that it actually is, that's why I was like, that situation, the tarot thing made me think of it, because it's actually disgusting that this older person that understands young, like when you're old enough to comprehend if someone's coming to you and they need help, that they're in a vulnerable position and you're using it against them, how sick and twisted and disgusting do you have to be? And like, I just felt so sad for her and so sad for people that feel so lost. That's why it's important to just work on, I mean, I don't know that she could have done anything. I was going to say work on self-growth, but I was like, she was 14. There's nothing she could have done. She's just trying to learn how to be a little human. So sick, so twisted, disgusting. But yeah, like as lighthearted and funny as that story is for us, and we're like, oh my god, we're such chaos, that actually was like, I'm so grateful that happened. You actually are an earth angel. The only thing that about it was obviously I was like, this was your first test as a social worker, and what was the thing about asking questions? Like because I would ask you questions about stuff and you'd be like, I don't know, I didn't ask. And I was like, how are you not curious about the situation? Like you could have figured this. And that's why at the beginning of the story, she was like, when I was getting on the bus, they were saying, oh, there's a runaway and we're trying to figure it out. And then Maria gets put on the bus right next to the runaway and she's supposed to solve the puzzle. And instead of solving the puzzle, we actually could have solved it so much sooner, but we just allowed it to us. Like, we should have called the cops immediately.
My mom was like, because we talked to my mom about it, and she was like, so why didn't you guys call the cops, like, the second you saw an unaccompanied minor? Like,
I didn't know that was a rule. Yeah, I didn't know. I actually didn't. I didn't know that, like, children couldn't be by themselves, like, out and about, so. But they let her on the bus. What did she say?
So that's really on the bus driver.
No, it was never on us. No, not the driver, but whoever, the security guard or whoever was letting people in. It's like you let her on by herself, so that's crazy. So I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of holes in the story. I don't know if we were the victim or if she was the victim. But yeah. That was one of the many crazy times we've had together. Oh my god, they're making out. The dogs were making out.
No.
Disgusting. Anyways. Our pure chaos story.
That concludes our first
Yeah.
podcast.
So on that note, that's a little bit tidbit about us and our friendship and who we are and our journey with Let's Chat. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. You know, we love having you guys here. It's always a pleasure getting to bond and connect.